All this week, we're exploring ideas that will make your life better, healthier, and more productive with just a few simple changes. And today we're going to tackle the notion of setting a routine. You know, just as it's important for your children to have structure to their day, it's equally as important for you. With a wall full of clocks, Natalie Wright is aware there is never enough time. She's a stay-at-home mom to 9-year-old Taylor, 7-year-old Matthew, and 2-year-old Evie, each with their own needs and routines that keep Natalie going from one thing to the next. In addition to her busy home life, Natalie volunteers at her kids' schools, works part-time on a home-based business, and is actively involved in church service. And as for personal time,
well, my biggest problem is probably finding time for myself, finding time to get the things done that I want to do.
It's a problem most women can relate to. A busy family schedule that leaves little, if any, time for self-improvement and personal pursuits. So we brought in Sarah Kimmel, author of the Organized Mom blog and co-creator of the Daily Home Planning System, to share her advice and give Natalie a time management makeover.
And so you really got to get yourself on a routine that I start this and I stop this. And so the stopping is the key. You said you don't have a lot of time to complete your projects. You know, so if you've got a set time every day devoted to that project, then you're going to feel like you're chipping away at it, and you will complete it eventually because you'll have set times to do all these things.
In her book, Time Management from the Inside Out, author Julie Morgenstern agrees, saying, one of the most common causes for not getting to important activities is you haven't set aside a specific time in which to do them. So first, Sarah reviews the constants in Natalie's life.
Okay, so what are the set things that you have going on every week? You said you have dinner at the same time every night.
Sarah begins by simply listing all of Natalie's consistent routines, including mealtimes, sleep, errands, homework, and cleaning. Then she asks Natalie what she would like to make time for.
Crafty things. I like to sew, I like to paint, I like to do like paper crafting.
So I wouldn't mind having a scheduled set time for me to get those things done.
And would there be time for everything on the list? Using the daily home planning software, they input Natalie's day-to-day activities, giving each activity a specific start and stop time. Her new schedule includes a designated time for crafting, exercise, and reading, all things Natalie hadn't been able to fit into her busy life. And her new routine comes with built-in flexibility, allowing for appointments and other commitments to override the scheduled routine.
And the reason that the Daily Home Planner is different from the other planners and software that's out there is because of this routine feature. It's going to be in the background so that your appointments don't get messed up. Your month view isn't going to look like a mess because you have all these routine items programmed in.
And while there are still only 24 hours in a day, Natalie now has a compass to help her beat the clock. The simple act of creating a routine has the power to bring balance and calm to our busy lives. And Sarah Kimmel, Studio 5 contributor and author of the Organized Mom blog, tells us what makes up a routine and why it will free up our days. Welcome. Hello. We can all relate to Natalie and her life. You know, no matter if you're working or you're home or you're a mom or you're not, lives are crazy. Why is it so important to set a routine?
The important reasons for a routine are, first, that it's going to keep things moving. You know, if you set aside a certain time to do your housework every single day, it's not going to pile up and become overwhelming on a Saturday when you need to clean the entire house. You know, so if you set those times that you want to get projects done, like in the clip, then you'll be chipping away at that project. It's just going to keep everything moving if you have time to do it every day.
And I like the idea of a chunk of time to do it, because too often with housework, for example, I dibble in this, I dabble in that, and then I feel like I'm not really getting anything done at the end of the day. You're going to walk us through the process you use with Natalie, and you say the first step is to schedule routine activities.
Right. So I always start with what time you want to wake up, what time you want to go to bed, so you know the time frame that you're working with at first. Then you want to schedule your meals. So you want to have the meals at the same time every day. You know, dinner's at 5, you know, things like that. And then grocery shopping, you want to go grocery shopping the same, you know, day and time every week. And so you got to put in the things that you have to do during the week first.
And a lot of those things I think women overlook: the showering, the getting ready, the grocery shopping. What's another example of a routine that you observe women overlook?
Meal planning, or preparation and planning is one that gets overlooked a lot. So, you know, you schedule dinner at 5 o'clock, but you don't schedule from 4 to 5 that you need to make dinner.
Right.
And so then 5 o'clock comes around and you're like, where's dinner? We're supposed to be eating right now.
Wand, where? I need dinner.
Right.
Right. You then say it's important to make a wish list. What do you mean by that?
The things you want to do during your day. You want to exercise every day. You want to read for 30 minutes a day. Just the things that, you know, you want to work on crafts every day. It's stuff that you want to do that you feel you haven't put time in your schedule for yet.
And it's the idea of, you say you'll do it when you have free time. There is no free time, right? I mean, there is none of that.
True.
So it makes sense to schedule it. You then say to create a timeline for all of those activities.
Right. So then what you're going to do is, we did on the whiteboard with Natalie, you put those activities in where they'll fit. So the best time for me to write my blog and work is while my daughter's napping. You know, so I'm going to put that in my routine when my daughter's routine says nap. You know, and things like that. So I can clean the house when she's there because she can help. So that's something I can put in somewhere else in the timeline.
It makes sense. So kind of a juggle. You're kind of juggling where things fit. And then you say to build a template to follow. And that's probably key, to have something you can look at visually to say, this is what I'm going to do today.
Right. I'm very forgetful. You know, I can never remember, did I clean the kitchen yesterday or did I clean the family room yesterday? So I've got my routine into my daily home planner, and I can just go over there. It's 11 o'clock. I'm cleaning the kitchen because it's Wednesday. You know, so it's really important to get that there where you can see it all the time.
You're scheduled, you're moving, you're structured. And of course, the Daily Home Planner, the software system that you designed, makes it so easy for women to accomplish this.
That's correct. So the routine feature is what sets it apart from the rest of the planning software out there, in that you schedule your routine, but it's a guide for your day. You know, it's not set things that have to be accomplished right at that time. You know, you'd like to, but it's not as important as an actual appointment. You know, say you have traffic school, you don't want to miss that.
Right.
So you're going to schedule an appointment, and then the routine items are not going to clutter up the week with appointments. If you look at the week view, it's only going to show actual appointments and not the guide for your day.
It makes perfect sense, and really a great opportunity to create that structure for yourself in order to lead more productive lives. Sarah, thank you so much.
Oh, no problem.
If you would like to read Sarah's blog, she has a great blog for busy moms with some fun tips on how you can get your life organized. You can read her blog by going to organizedmom.net, and you'll also find a link there for the daily home planning software system as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rick.
We'll go now to the kitchen where Darren is making my favorite breakfast treat, but it can also double as dessert, right?
You can have it any